How long does that process take?
Depends. Every a 1 million square foot building is different from a 25 footer walk.
Give us a range.
We do these BOVs. I'll give you an example. We did an office building. The purchaser bought it 3.5 years ago for $600 million. They put a $400 million mortgage on it, and we just underwrote it 2 weeks ago. And we came back and we told the lender hired us to say, what's this building worth if we take it back in foreclosure? We came back at $180 million.
Wow.
And they said to us, really? They didn't even think it was worth that much. I know of another building that was recently foreclosed, $137 million mortgage. And most buyers are looking at it at $30 million. So there's been a tremendous loss of value. And so our job is to look forward to try and advise the lenders. We even advise appraisers, right? Because we help each other. We call them, they call us. So it's constant. It's this constant search for value because everything is always changing. You said laws are changing. A little birdie whispered in my ear, there may be this housing deal this week. The state may impose good cause eviction.
If that happens,
it's terrible. It's terrible.
Why is it terrible?
Wait, before we go, I just have a quick question. Last year, you're doing BOVs. Like you said, you weren't making money, but you're busy. When you back-checked, how'd you do?
Last year?
On your opinions of values that now are established.
We did really well.
Seeing any transactions,
really
how did you do? Are you doing?
We did very well.
Getting close to like what these numbers were trading at?
We pride ourselves on being accurate in the BOVs. I have a great team. We hired our senior analyst is from Ernst & Young, and he's a CPA, and he's a whiz with the numbers. So we're really good. And we brainstorm. Our special sauce and our team is we're in the office every day.
What makes you guys different?
We're in the office every day. There's no working from home. There's no I don't feel comfortable, which really means I have to do my laundry on Friday. There's none of that. And so you're
pounding the pavement.
I have a nice office and I can close the door if I want to call my wife or kids, but the door is always open if it's not a personal call. Guys, come on in. I'll let the younger guys come in and we brainstorm. And that's been my kind of special sauce for 20 years. Brainstorm. What is it worth? What's going on? What's changing in the city? Who are the buyers? Who, like international buyers? Who would be interested in this? Because we don't get hired unless the client thinks we can get the highest price. Of anybody else in the world, they're only going to hire us if they say, I'm comfortable with this team and I think they'll get me more money than anybody else.
And I think getting back to legal for a second, legal is, they're not coming to legal for the value. They're not coming to legal for the trouble. They're not coming to legal for the money, although we pride ourselves on being value add. So I'll give you the definition of what that means. What is value add law firm? What does that mean? We have a client right now who has a development in the city. It's in Midtown, and they have run title, and there's an easement. Okay, I won't tell you what type of easement it is. They ran title, and that easement is making it very difficult to develop. That when you go to the letter of intent or the term sheet, fancy way of saying what the capital will say will give you the money, that easement is a very, very big problem, and it's a delta between 10 or 50 million or 10 or 30 million. That's a problem. And then when you go to the value of the broker price opinion, and they were going to go say, well, what if we resell it because we're already in contract? The client's already in contract. And financing is looming. They have to buy the property. And you might say, well, why are they coming to you? Well, they might be coming to us because they want to restructure their portfolio and either go bankrupt and say, we don't want this property anymore. Give us our money back. Okay, that's really the problem. There was about $2, $3, $4, $5 million that was put into the contract. And the other side is saying, we're not going to give it to you. Due diligence has passed. Time of the essence is here, right? And what we do as a value add is we prepare our experts. So we'll go to Eric Anton, go to Eric Brody, we'll go to Dorian Lamb, and we'll say, look, I need you to examine this. I need you to examine the term sheet. I need you to examine the title. I need you to examine the value. So as attorneys, at Jacobs PC, what we actually try to do is we try to amalgamate or put together all of the resources necessary to make a compelling case. And I am having trouble doing that in this market for the very reason we sat down here today, and we got there through everyone's help and Eric's help by understanding what is the value of real estate. And I think in closing today, I think we're running out of time. I think we're in closing today is we have to think about how we look at the value on a go forward basis using what has already passed. I think we have to look at value from the lens of capital stack and where that fits in. Okay, preferred equity versus common equity versus interest rates, and then how that stacks up against a title search and what title is ultimately going to say about the issues that are attendant in that title policy. So I think it's very valuable to talk about those things. I think the most valuable thing is you have to have all of us in the room. You have to have all of us in the room. And I think the developer should know that. Developer needs to know that. I think it's not a one-stop shop, although we can all say we're one-stop shops maybe because we're all resourceful. But at the end of the day, it's helping a developer. With that said, I wanted to thank everybody. Eric, thank you so much for coming in. Dorian, it was a pleasure to have you.
Leo, thank you for having me.
Eric, it's a pleasure to have you. It's amazing. And peace out till next time, boys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.